Have you ever wondered what the most chilling thing that could happen during a simple delivery? Here's a story to give you the chills. In the vast expanse of America, where towns can be miles apart, a delivery man named Fred was tasked with a peculiar assignment. His job was to deliver a package to a house located in the middle of nowhere, a location so remote that it didn't even show up on the GPS. As Fred approached the house, an eerie silence hung in the air, broken only by the sounds of his own breath and the occasional rustle of the wind. It was as if the world itself was holding its breath, waiting for something to happen. The house, seemingly abandoned and forgotten by time, stood tall amidst the desolate landscape. Its windows, like vacant eyes, stared blankly back at Fred as he approached, the front door creaking open at his touch. Inside, the house was just as desolate as the outside, if not more so. The dust-laden furniture and cobweb-laden corners bore testament to its long abandonment. Yet what was more unsettling were the strange noises that echoed within its walls. Footsteps that seemed to come from nowhere, whispers that seemed to be carried by the wind, and a chill that seemed to seep into his very bones. Fred, a man who was no stranger to strange deliveries, felt a chill run down his spine. He quickly dropped off the package and hastened back to his vehicle. However, as he turned to leave, the noises seemed to grow louder, the whispers more pronounced and the chill more intense. And then in a blink of an eye, Fred was gone. His delivery vehicle was found abandoned by the side of the road, the engine still running. His last delivery, to the abandoned house in the middle of nowhere, was indeed his last. Despite extensive searches and investigations, no trace of Fred was ever found. His disappearance remains a mystery, a chilling testament to the unknown dangers that lurk in the most unexpected places. And just like that, the delivery man was never to be seen again. His last delivery was indeed his last. Imagine hearing a knock at your door in the dead of night. You open it to find a delivery man with a package you never ordered. This is the tale of a woman who found herself in this exact situation. It was a night like any other, quiet and uneventful. But then an unexpected knock echoed through the silence, causing her to jump. The time was around midnight, a strange hour for any delivery. Her curiosity piqued. She decided to answer the door. On the other side stood a man, his face hidden by the shadow of his cap. He was holding a package wrapped in brown paper. The man, with an eerie demeanor, introduced himself as a delivery man. His voice was low and gravelly, as if he hadn't used it in a while. He handed her the package, mentioning that it was addressed to her, but she hadn't ordered anything. The woman, baffled, accepted the package and thanked him. The delivery man, without uttering another word, turned around and disappeared into the night. The woman closed the door and examined the package. It was ordinary, nothing out of the ordinary, but something about it felt off. As she unwrapped the package, she felt a chill run down her spine. Inside the package was a small antique doll. Its glassy eyes seemed to stare back at her, its painted smile twisted in a grotesque grin. The woman felt her heart pounding in her chest, her hands trembling. There was something unsettling about the doll, something she couldn't put her finger on. Over the next few days, strange occurrences began to plague the woman's life. She would wake up to find the doll in different places around her house, though she had left it in its box. She heard strange noises in the middle of the night, whispers that seemed to echo from the doll itself. She reached out to the delivery company, but they had no record of her address or the delivery man. The package had no return address, no clue as to who sent it. The woman was left in the dark, haunted by the doll and the mystery of its arrival. The woman's life turned into a living nightmare. Sleepless nights, whispers in the dark, and the constant feeling of being watched. The doll seemed to be at the center of it all, its glassy eyes always watching, always waiting. The woman eventually decided to get rid of the doll, but it kept coming back. No matter how far she threw it, no matter where she hid it, the doll would always find its way back to her. What was supposed to be a simple delivery turned into a night of terror. The woman was never the same again. What if you received a package that wasn't just unwanted, but was also truly terrifying? Picture this: a typical Thursday afternoon in a quiet suburban neighborhood. Our story centers on the Johnson family who, unbeknownst to them, were about to experience a chilling event that would leave them scarred for life. On that fateful day, a nondescript brown package arrived at their doorstep. Unmarked save for their address scrawled on in a hurried hand, no return address, no delivery service insignia, nothing. As they sliced open the tape, they were greeted by an assortment of objects that would have been bizarre on their own, but when combined, painted a picture of pure horror. A doll with its eyes gouged out, a collection of rusty, sharp objects, and a series of faded photographs, each capturing the Johnsons' house from different angles at different times of day and night. The family was horrified, their home, their sanctuary, violated by this unseen voyeur. The objects in the box were not just unsettling, they were a warning, a threat. But from whom and why? Determined to uncover the truth, they turned to the local police. The authorities were baffled as much as they were, but they promised to investigate. Days turned into weeks and weeks into months, but no answers came. The family was left in limbo, their lives overshadowed by this unsolved mystery. Meanwhile, the Johnsons couldn't help but feel watched. Every creak, every shadow seemed to carry an ominous weight. The children stopped playing in the yard, the parents double-checked the locks every night. They began to question every passerby, every car that slowed down near their house. Paranoia seeped into their lives, tainting their every waking moment. The chilling climax of this tale came 6 months after the package's arrival. The family woke up one day to find a second package. This one was different. Inside was a single photograph, a picture of the first package sitting on their doorstep. The image was taken from a distance, from beyond their fence, a silent message that someone had been watching. The police were called in again, but like the first time, they found no leads, no suspects. The Johnsons' pleas for help echoed unanswered in the void of their fear. The unknown sender remained just that, unknown. The family was left with more questions than answers. The horror of the unwanted package still haunts them to this day. Their story serves as a chilling reminder that sometimes the most terrifying things come in the most ordinary packages, and that sometimes the monsters we fear are not under our beds or in our closets. They're right outside our doorstep, watching, waiting. 3 stories, 3 deliveries, and 3 chilling instances of horror. We've journeyed down the dark corridors of the mundane, unearthing the terror that can be concealed in the most ordinary of situations. Our first tale, The Unsettling Delivery, unfolded a sinister narrative hidden within a simple package. It was not the contents of the box, but the unnerving persistence of the delivery man that sent shivers down our spine. An everyday service was transformed into a horrifying ordeal, reminding us that danger can come knocking at any time, even in the guise of a friendly neighborhood delivery man. The midnight knock added a new layer of terror to the narrative. The protagonist's encounter with a late-night delivery was a stark reminder that the shroud of darkness can cloak the most terrifying of intentions. The insistent knock at the door in the dead of night, the eerie silence that followed, and the chilling discovery the next morning painted a picture of horror that can lurk in the shadows of the ordinary. Finally, the unwanted package served as a grim reminder that not all gifts are welcome. The story unfolded a dreadful tale of an unexpected package and the macabre secret it held within. The horror that lurked inside the box was a stark reminder of the dangers that can be hidden under the veil of the mundane. Together, these stories weave a chilling tapestry of the horrors that can be hidden within seemingly ordinary delivery situations. They serve as a stark reminder of the unexpected terrors that can be lurking around any corner, waiting to transform the mundane into the macabre. They underscore the unsettling truth that horror is not confined to the realms of fiction, but can seep into the most ordinary aspects of our daily lives. Next time you receive a delivery, you might think twice before opening the door. Stay safe and remember, not every package brings joy.